Ladies and gentlemen, the May 12th, 2025 regular meeting of the Village Council of Forest Park will come to order. We begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able, please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Maxham. Here. Commissioner Nero.
Here.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Here.
Commissioner Vogt.
Here.
Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Okay, approval of the minutes from the April 28th regular meeting of the council. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Nero, second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxham.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, approval of the minutes from the April 28th closed meeting of the council. Is there a motion to approve? It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxham.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Public comment.
Yes, Mayor. Christian Olson.
Hi, I don't usually come to a lot of these, but I saw something today that I wanted to speak on. This morning at about 9:45 a.m. at the intersection of Madison and Des Plaines, I noticed I observed an instance of police misconduct against a homeless man. I feel that this is not in alignment with Forest Park's values, and this is something that should be, brought to the public eye. We have had an increase of anti-homeless architecture recently, with many of the benches being covered up with a bar, preventing someone from laying down on them. This man was laying beneath one of the benches, and police responded to him by waking up by kicking him, which I thought was inappropriate. I was watching this incident unfold from across the street in Municipal Lot 6, and it just devolved into something very inappropriate that it should not have been. I will be filing a public thing, I think, when I email it.
Thank you.
That's it. No more. Thank you.
Okay, under communications, we have a disaster response recovery fund grant letter. Reactions?
I was pleased to see that we received a disaster grant recovery funds.
Fair enough. Okay, Commissioners, there are no formal department reports. We're at bills by resolution. Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $1,531. Public Affairs, $7,049.23. Police Department, $276.02. Community Center, $2,678.41. Accounts and Finance Clerk's Office, $200,558.01. Accounts and Finance Fire Department, $11,072.80. Department of Health and Safety, $2,700. Streets and Public Improvements, $104,175.97. Public Property, $41,897.92. Seizure, $3,042.11. Federal Customs, $22,636.21. TIF, $2,078. VIP, $270,816.17. Water Department, $1,792,412.72 for a total of $2,462,924.57.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills? Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Nero will second.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxam. Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-45-25.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, there's no unfinished business in front of council tonight. We're down to new business. First item is approval of the Traffic and Safety Commission's work plan. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Ragovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion.
Wait,
Madam Clerk?
hang on a second. So, excuse me, there was a lot of back and forth on this work plan that happened behind the scenes, and a lot of colorful discussion that I thought was healthy amongst the commissioners, village administrator, Entler. And so I don't really know where all that landed, or if everyone was satisfied or happy with the way that all that came out. I guess my 2 cents on it is that no matter what, really whatever the work of the Traffic and Safety Commission does, it comes before this council for any kind of a vote one way or another to move forward. And I guess at times with limited resources and funding and things like that, perhaps having somebody or a group of folks volunteer maybe to take on some extra initiative probably doesn't hurt too much, so long as like I said, we follow our process here. And of course, we don't want to waste folks' time. That's most important, right? And looking at some of the things that they were willing to accomplish, or are going to attempt to accomplish, it doesn't seem to me that given the checks and balances we have here, would be a waste of time. But I didn't know if there was any more. If there was a conclusion that was you guys had come to with your discussions through email, but I'd be willing to hear that if there is.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero. I'm happy to start. I met with Commissioner Maxam and had discussed with Commissioner Vogt their questions. And basically, in working with Administrator Entler, the purpose of the new ordinance and then the activity in the plan itself is to align the work of citizen volunteer commissions with the work of village staff so that village staff are not surprised or overwhelmed by requests or activities from citizen commissions, and then can also receive and work on requests from village staff as they see fit to say, well, this is a good project for them. But it reaffirms also that the work of the village commissions are advisory, and that so that this is the process where the plan is coming before the council. The council is reviewing the plan and saying, yes, this is with good reason. The commission has said, yes, we are willing to do this because it's in alignment with what the village wants and what we say we can do as advisors. And yes, if there's, because they're going to be working with Rachel and I'm going to be their liaison to the village, any other further activity that would have resources or need further approval would come back to the council. So yes, your understanding is correct.
Commissioner Maxim.
Yeah, I just want to add, I want to thank Commissioner Mellon Ragovan for sitting down with me, and we had a really great discussion about the initiatives, sort of how they came up, a little bit of background. I think one of my sort of sticking points was we talked about this. I talked about this with the commissioner, was the survey about the speed limit. I have some concerns still outstanding about sort of, I guess, what is the best way to go about determining if there needs to be a speed limit change? And I'm not 100% sure that it's, I think, public input is a part of that. And so when I talked with Commissioner Mellon Rogovan, she explained that it's a sort of a part of a bigger plan and a starting point to see if there's even an appetite for it within the community. And that wouldn't be the, only metric we would use to determine if a speed limit does indeed need to be changed or to what we would change it. So, and, any decision about changing a speed limit would still come to us later on down the road. So I feel comfortable with the plan.
Yeah, simply soliciting citizen feedback as part of saying, is this something that the village should consider?
Any further discussion or questions about the work plan? If not, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the approval of a pay request number 2 for AMI water meters replacement project to Verigy Central LLC. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion. Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-46-25.
Commissioners, next item is resolution authorizing the approval of pay request number 3 for the 2024 lead service replacement for stage 1 of the project to Joel Kennedy Construction Corp. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion. Yes, sir. Commissioner Nero.
On the lead service replacement, I think certainly not my department, but it'd be my suggestion for us as a council to really take a good hard look at pausing any lead service replacements in town moving forward. I know it's not specifically this agenda item, but it's around it until we could, unless of course it's we can get full grant funding for it. I believe the way that the law is written, that you have to make good faith efforts towards replacement, and we have, and we are certainly in a financial position where we could use that funding elsewhere. And so it's my position to go on record and say, let's go ahead and take a pause on that particular initiative in the Village of Forest Park until we can come up with some other revenue producing solutions. Thank you, sir.
Any questions or discussion about this item?
My understanding is that we have, is that it's part of the Green Alley Improvements Project, which is funding, we have funding with MWRD. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm not. Lead service, sorry. It's a forgivable, I'm sorry, the forgivable loan. So we're in the process of getting the forgivable loan.
Yeah.
So there's I'm sorry. So we have funding in process for both the alley and the lead service replacement. So it's and our ability to secure the loan for the lead service replacement is contingent on having a project to fund.
Council?
I just want to be clear, we're talking about the lead service line replacement project. Is that what your comment was, Commissioner? Because that is subject to the IPA loan that we've secured from the state. We have to finish that project.
Right.
And it's being paid for through the loan by the state. We can't stop it and redirect that money somewhere else.
Yes, so let me, so yes, I just used this point on the agenda for overarching lead service replacement projects moving forward.
Thanks. I thought we were talking about this one. And I'm like, that's not going to work. But okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mayor.
Commissioner Vogt.
I want to agree with Commissioner Nero that we need to keep checking in throughout this process. But as of right now, we're, I think, sort of exhausting all of our opportunities and looking everywhere.
We have two phases.
And we've been repaid twice already through this forgivable loan, so we're getting money back.
Good.
But moving forward, as we look to do the additional phases, we're obviously, I think, going to keep looking for these opportunities to fund it so that we don't have to. And I will say we are in a really great place. In Springfield, we talked to some other communities who are still trying to get their, what is that called? The,
Their
their surveys
they're just
done.
starting their surveys. And
So they're still,
Yeah.
just accounting for where all of these are, and we're already replacing some. So I think it's in the interest of,
We have two phases.
yeah, and
it's in the interest of the community to try to replace these lead service lines, but we are obviously going to keep looking first at forgivable loans and other resources and grants.
and I just want to say I misread the agenda and in my confusion or discombobulation got mixed up. But the point is
You're ahead
that,
of the game. that's all.
well,
Yeah.
these are, I think we've been good at making decisions about going ahead when there's funds there and when we have a very strong chance of having funds to go ahead with infrastructure projects. And I think Administrator Entler has also been very good at guiding us in the direction of we need to wait when we don't have a good chance of getting that funding. So your point is well taken. And I think there will be a chance of, there will be a situation where we will have that. But when we do have, and I also, Commissioner Vogel's point is well taken. I can't tell you how many communities we have talked to where they are so far, they're much further behind than we are. And while we're ahead of the game and getting the money, I think we should take advantage of it.
All right, if there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-47-25.
All right, Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving pay request number 1 for the 2025 Green Alley Improvement Project. It's in Arduli Concrete Incorporated, and this is for the 800 block of Thomas Beloit Alley. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-48-25.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Yeah, Commissioners, next item is an ordinance waiving bid and authorizing the acceptance of a proposal for the purchase of the Stryker Power Stretcher with Stryker Sales LLC. Is there a motion? Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon McGrovan.
Aye.
Rogovan, sorry.
That's all right.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-29-25.
All right, Commissioners, next item is a proclamation for Public Works Week. Madam Clerk, are you prepared to read the proclamation?
Sure.
Whereas Public Works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities, and to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the Village of Forest Park. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of Public Works professionals, who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and the children in the Village of Forest Park to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th Annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association and Canadian Public Works Association. Be it now resolved, I, Rory E. Hoskins, Mayor of the Village of Forest Park, do hereby designate the week of May 18th through 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with the representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. For this one, why don't we have is there a motion, first of all?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Mellon McGovern. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. All right, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a motion seeking approval of use of the public way by the Forest Theater Group for the Shakespeare in the Park production. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. All right, Commissioners, the final item under new business this evening is a motion seeking approval of the public way, use of the public way, excuse me. And this is by Grindwell LLC for a ComEd project. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. All right, our administrator is away this evening, so we'll skip that report. We're at Commissioner's report. Commissioner Maxim.
Yeah, I just have a few things. So I know we just talked about Public Works Week, but I think this week is National Police Week. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Chief Gross and our police officers for their service, bravery, and sacrifice of law enforcement today and every day. That's what it says on Facebook. So thank you. I genuinely mean that. Let's see, I want to thank my fellow elected officials who took the trip to Springfield to advocate for our town, specifically the fire department, and also to Chief Hankus for going and making the trip too. I think it's really important that we're seeing there. I was unable to go, but advocacy is really important and showing up is really important, and I look forward to hearing your reports. The chamber held its annual meeting last Wednesday, which I did attend, and that was a really amazing event. So I'd like to thank the chamber, even though there's nobody here from the chamber, for bringing so many businesses and residents together in their annual event. And then I really had a pleasurable experience on Friday. I ended up volunteering for the Celebrating Seniors dinner at the community center. And I was kind of asked by Joanna Fisher, who took over a lot of the organizing this year. And I didn't expect to have a really great time, but I did. So Brenda and the staff were there and did such a great job. Joanna Fisher was there and was really great. Mike Thompson, who maybe doesn't want to be recognized, but too bad, underwrote a lot of the expenses for the event and was also in the kitchen cooking. And I just kind of showed up and said, I'm willing to help. And so they put me to work. And also Jill Wagner from Kiwanis was there and the local scout troop. And everyone there just had a really great time. So it was a really joyful event and it was packed with people. And so I enjoyed that. It was a good time. So thank you, Mike. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Mellon Rogovan.
Thank you. I wanted to just mention that I also mentioned that it's Police Week this week, and to thank our police officers for their dedication and their service to our community. I particularly in traffic and safety, we collaborate with our police officers on a regular basis to serve our community, and we appreciate their service and their dedication to our residents. And thank you all for your professionalism and your dedication to serving our community. Wanted to give a shout out, and I know Commissioner Vogt will talk more about this, but I attended the dog library ribbon cutting. It was a wonderful event. It was a great Saturday to extend the concept of free libraries to our furry friends in the dog park. And it was a great way to extend community to our patrons of our dog park, and I enjoyed being there. We went to Springfield, and I know that Mayor Hoskins and Commissioner Vogt will have a lot to talk about, but just wanted to say that as I went to Springfield with our team, met with Speaker Welch, Senate Majority Leader Lightford, and was joined by Chief Hankus and our Park District Commissioner, newly elected Betty Alzamora. And in addition to some of the issues that we regularly talk about in terms of getting additional local funds for Forest Park and advocating for the grant money that we have already won on a state level for the village, we did focus on the needs for our first responders and our fire department in particular, and how the L stop, our blue line stop, is impacting our service needs for our first responders and our fire department in particular. And Chief Hankus was extremely effective in making that case both to Speaker Welch and to Kimberly Lightford, our senator from our village. And it was a pleasure to go with our team because we could all add and make sure that messages got across. And the mayor added information about, grants and things that have been pending. And Jessica and I also talked about things that we had brought up in previous meetings. So it was a great visit, and the powerful thing that we were able to do in meeting with Speaker Welch is sit with our proviso communities and also hear things that they were talking to Springfield about. And it's always a great time and it's important to hear what's going on in our communities as a whole, and how we can support each other and the needs that we all have, because we share a lot of needs. But to be able to impact the questions that Forest Park has, and we were heard. So I think that's important. I just want to mention, of course, our bike safety event for Forest Park is coming up on May 31st. Want to thank the Park District and our community partners and our business partners for supporting us. Residents and surrounding communities will be able to attend, to receive bike safety checks, free helmets with registration, to decorate your bike, participate in bike parades, and just to generally have an awesome time. So the American Legion Post 414, Mike, is a great supporter of this event, Played Again Sports. And our Kiwanis, in addition to our Park District, has made this event possible in addition to the village and our Park District. So please join us from 9 to 11 a.m. on May 31st. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Commissioner Vogt.
Thanks. Yeah, we had another successful trip down to Springfield. I won't repeat everything that, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan already updated us with, but I definitely want to take a moment to recognize Chief Hankus. The chief was in Springfield with us, and I just want to highlight what an incredible job you did advocating for your department, for Forest Park, and for our residents. There's something very impactful about showing up and having those face-to-face conversations, and it was that much more impactful for the senator and then Speaker Welch to hear it from you. So I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to come down. I know our representatives appreciate seeing us in person, and it does help to check in, and you did a fantastic job. So I'm glad you were there. And then, and I also wanted to note that all of the trash receptacles and bike racks with the village logos have been fully installed along Madison. And when we were at the WCMC luncheon in Springfield, one of our neighbors commented on those bike racks and said how great everything in Madison looked. And so people notice, and it looks really good. And I want to thank Public Works for that. And then the dog park library opening and dog parade was fantastic. I definitely want to have more events in town centered around pets because it was so awesome to have all kinds of dogs come out, some in costumes, and it was just a lovely day. And I want to thank the library. They're amazing. Vicky and Alicia and everybody there. The rec board, Amy Binns Calvi, Megan Hunt, and Shaheen Moore were there helping out. They had a table. Jeff Binns Calvi made yet another awesome thing. So if you have a chance to go by and look at it, the library is really cool. And we thank Jeff for making that. And at Public Works, of course, they were there to help set up and bring tables, and they created the base for Jeff to attach it to. So we want to thank them for all of their hard work this weekend. And then Rescuber was there, and Animal Care League. So we appreciate their participation in the event. It was a lot of fun. And then the cleanup is this Saturday. I know you're all super excited. Resident Mark Boroff and owner of Printing Plus in Roselle has donated 50 t-shirts to our volunteers. So we want to thank him for that. And he's here. Thanks, Mark. So the first 50 to sign up can get a shirt when they check in on Saturday. And we already have, I think, 30 people signed up. So hurry up and register if you haven't. And we're crossing our fingers, but so far it looks like it's going to be a lovely day. And it's always shockingly fun to go around town with your friends and pick up some trash and just get outside and make the community beautiful. So I hope everyone will join us. It's our 5th year, and we're really excited about that. I will echo my fellow commissioners and thank our police this week and always, and all of our first responders, and also happy Public Works Week next week. The guys always end up working harder on Public Works Week because of the electronics recycling, which is going on that same week. So all week you can drop off electronics at Public Works, and then they finish the week out with a Public Works open house. So that will be at the Public Works facility, and I believe Smokey Joel will be there with hot dogs, and there'll be some other fun things and prizes and more information about our water replacement meters from Verigy, and we'll have our environmental committee and the rec board there as well. So we are looking forward to a very busy, fun week there. And I invite folks to just pop in and visit Public Works and thank everybody for their hard work. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Vogt. So I'll just kind of add a little bit to the reports about Springfield. We thank Chief Ankus for taking time to join us. I think that our information was very well received. You know, I've talked a little bit about the whole legislation to possibly consolidate the transit agencies. And it seems to be moving forward. And what we impressed on all the legislators, as well as some of the key staff, are the difficulties faced by our fire department in responding to all the medical calls. And we highlighted that many of the medical calls occur overnight. And one of the solutions that Chief Ankus came up with was to simply, you know, if there is a successor agency, you know, they're talking about consolidation or a new agency, to have that agency staff like an overnight ambulance at 7-Eleven Des Plaines, the busiest train stop. Several people asked us, well, you know, does Evanston have the same problems with the Purple Line? No, I've talked to the mayor of Evanston. They don't seem to have the challenges that we have. And neither do any of the other communities that have train lines that end there. You know, Chicago is Chicago. But in any event, we impressed on the legislators, whether it's Senator Harmon or the lead transportation staff, Speaker Welch, Leader Lightford, the transportation chair, Senator Villavelam, as well as his House co-leads, Representative Cam Buckner and Representative Evadina Delgado, that a 14,400 person town with a small fire department is being exhausted by the responsibility of responding to all the medical calls at 7-Eleven Des Plaines. And we think they heard us. And I think there's going to be very meaningful legislation that results from this session. It may not be wrapped up by May 31st when they're scheduled to adjourn, but I'm pretty sure that they heard Forest Park's message. Over the weekend, there was a damaged bus shelter at Madison and Des Plaines. Several people sent me pictures for it. I think they wanted it cleaned up right then and there. This was yesterday. I believe it should have been cleaned up by now. Public Works certainly was aware of it, but to bring someone in on a Sunday would have been cost prohibitive. And so it's unfortunate that someone damaged and trashed one of our bus shelters, but the village was on it. And so in the spirit of Public Works Week, thank you, Sal. And I've told the chief, we always appreciate both the police department and the fire department. So thank you for what you do. And having said that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion? Thank you, Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogoven,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye, we are adjourned.